Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Clueless Trading Frank. It's approximately 8:01 p.m. I'm finally on time. I do apologize for last night's session, exhaustion, and all this trading and all helping out members got me a little too tired. So I do apologize for that. Anyway, right now on time, 8:02 p.m. On March 27th, 2018. The session will be recorded and uploaded to the YouTube channel. That's a Clueless Aid Trading YouTube channel for all traders and members to listen at their own time. And a quick marketing plug. Make sure that you pass on the word to anybody who's interested in trading or understanding the U.S. financial markets. That's what I specialize on. Tell them to go to Clueless 8 Trading YouTube channel and listen to my video cast. Join on clueless8.com as a free trial or full member. And that's it. That's a marketing plug. Full disclosure, this is purely for financial education and not for any solicitation or advice. And we shall begin. So tonight we have, right now, we have a good friend, a very good friend, and a loyal member, Fish Eyes, who has been with us for a long time, understands my methodology and what I do. And we're going to go through a couple of quick charts. And then Fish Eyes, who is actually not feeling too well because of the extremely cold weather in the New York City area and in the Long Island area, is going to just mention a couple of quick things that might be helpful to all our members out there, given the fact that I keep on talking and explaining and trying to help other people. But it's nice to always hear from somebody else who is absorbing the information, using the alerts, the tactical charts, the knowledge, and doing pretty well. So that's what it's all about. We also have Trent Kelp, Todd, who just walked in. Trent, can you hear us? Trent, yes, he has an issue with his microphone, so he won't be able to speak tonight. But he'll also be another member who would love to give you some feedback on the next webinar as his microphone issues are resolved. So let me just go over a couple of quick things here, which are extremely important, and then we'll move on. Let's put it this way, guys. Okay, this is an extremely volatile and difficult market. I'm not making excuses for it. I understand what everyone goes through for a simple reason. This is my living. So everything that you guys go through, I go through. The only difference is that I react to things quicker. I am hungrier. And from a psychological perspective, I am poorer because I want to do better. And from a performance perspective, I am not satisfied with my performance, period. The second aspect of the psychological standpoint, what we call behavioral game theory, is the fact that you always have to remember one thing. Failure is not an option. Quitting is not an option. Okay? And I'm not Tony Robbins, Anthony Robbins. I'm not Oprah. I'm not Dr. Phil. I'm actually much better looking than all of them. Okay. But the point is that you can't just quit. You can't just say, I can't do it. You can do it. The charts which I'm producing on a real time basis every single day, long or short, that's what we do, right? We're long short traders, are there to help you. Now, most of my members are full-time, they have full-time jobs, they have their own businesses, they're working for other companies, and I do understand all that. But the big but is that I am producing things in real time. It takes about 5 seconds to look at it. It takes 3 seconds to put a trade through on an iPhone. Remember, always buy, US made, even though it's made in China, but it's a US company, an iPhone, not Samsung or Samsung. And you gotta just do it. And a few words that we might hear tonight from Fish Eyes, and Trent might just type in a couple of quick things that I'll read out to you. Will validate that point. Look, I'm not trying to make some like happy story out of intense volatility that we're going through. There are hedge fund guys that I still keep in touch with from my old days on Wall Street who are losing money right, left, and center. Okay, they can read charts even if you paid them, and their companies are paying them six-figure plus salaries to read to not read charts. To think about it for a minute. So the point is that you are getting a serious product in the form of real-time charts, in the form of exact tactical levels where you should be buying or selling, in the form of lovely blue, red arrows. Okay, and you can always put in a little bit of money to do what you need to do. There's one thing that Warren Buffett always said, and many other great Americans have always said, okay, scared money never wins. So if you're really, really scared, then you're not going to make money on the upside, the 700, almost a 700 point rally. You're not going to make money on the downside on almost a 344, 400 point drop. So where do you stand? You don't make money on the upside because you're too scared to buy in as the markets just ferociously move forward. And the tactical algos and the high frequency trading programs, what we call algo HFTs, drive the market down in between staggered moves on intraday, down 400 and whatever we were, 430 points at one point, and down the day, the Dow Jones at 345. So my question is, if you're not making money here, you're not making money there, what are you doing? Look, I'm not here to berate you. I'm not here to um, mock you. You know, I don't know what your parents did to you. I'm sure most of you had loving parents. My parents passed away many, many years ago. I still think about it every day. My good friend Jim, his father passed away a couple of years ago. So we are left on our own as adults to do what we need to do. So if you're not making money on this move, you're not making money on this move, where the heck are you going to make money on? These markets are completely 120% computer algorithmic high frequency trading black boxes. A bunch of complete nerds are sitting there writing code, heck of a lot smarter than all of us put together. Maybe not as smart as my son. I don't know. You know, he's not a crazy computer guy, but he's very smart in math. Um, so um, so what do we do as simple folks? What we do is we rely on charts, and every single one of my charts are drawn to close to perfection. Not because I'm a genius. It's because I structured the charts in a way that people can follow the roadmap. And the roadmap was very simple. It is. Only if you have the conviction, the mental strength, the focus, you just follow it. Here was a roadmap from last Friday. 700 plus points. Here's the roadmap today. We kept on kind of staggering, holding a certain level, finally giving in, and now this is where we are after hours. The markets are probably going to bounce 200 points tomorrow. I said at the onset of the market today that we should expect a 100 to 200 point drop. And you guys all know that because I'm sure all of you look at the Twitter feed. Otherwise, why are you paying that small amount of money every single month not to listen to my stupid voice in the middle of the evening? Told you, 100, 200 points. I didn't expect a 400 point drop. But what does it matter what I think? It's what the charts are showing. So tomorrow we could do this. This is, by the way, the NASDAQ. I apologize. The NASDAQ 100 chart that I'm showing. So let me move on to, and this is primarily because of NVIDIA. Primarily because of NVIDIA. And the fact that self-driving cars, which I would never get into, even if you paid me $1,000, pay me $1 million, I'll close my eyes and get into a self-driving car. But honestly speaking, self-driving cars, I got responsibilities. I got a family to feed and 5 rescued pets to take care of, and my wife, of course. So I would never get into self-driving car. And the fact that self-driving cars smashed into some woman, and there were a couple of accidents across, different states. And then NVIDIA decided that they are going to suspend one of their fastest growing segments, which is artificial intelligence chips for self-driving cars. Well, what do you expect? The NASDAQ crashed. Alerted it. NASDAQ puts went up huge. I don't have the percentage numbers. It's on my Twitter feed, but I believe they went from about 3 to 11. That's close to 300% plus intraday. So here is your picture of your S&P futures, which are up right now 6.25%. So gentlemen and ladies, I just have only one thing to say. Stop being a quitter. Just do what is needed. You don't need to be a day trader. You can be a swing trader. You could look at my alerts and just put in $10. Well, if there's an option at $10, I don't know. $100. How about that? Okay? And the SPX puts went up almost 900%. So forget 900%. What if you got 100%? So your $100 would go to 200. You'd have lovely money to give away to your favorite charity, to your veterans charity, which I give a lot, or you could buy your significant other a very nice dinner. I'm a simple guy, $100 buys for 2 people a very nice dinner. So, so whatever you're doing, you just have to kind of think that your fear and your mental trepidation is really screwing you up. And you can't keep on doing that, okay? Because right now, we are on the verge of a 300-point rally. And after we have had a 700-point rally on yesterday, a 400-point drop today, we are creating, from a technical standpoint, a massive W formation. Let me just point out one extremely important point here. Let's say, for example, you knew nothing about the fundamentals, what President Trump is doing, and everything else, okay? You had no opinions and you were just following the candles, the charts, and everything that I'm producing. Ask yourself how well you could do. The only reason why you are not doing what you should be doing and at least making a decent sum of money not obscene. You can make obscene amounts of money. There are people in this group right here, right now, who have made obscene amounts of money. I mean, really obscene amounts of money, all right? But the point is, forget that. An empty vessel, start your morning like Dalai Lama. I'm not a big fan of his, but seriously, he's supposedly a very nice guy, right? So a Buddhist, and I'm not a Buddhist, okay? Because I don't believe in that type of pacifism. Like somebody slaps you, you smile at them. If somebody slaps me, I hit them. I'm just kidding. So bottom line is that, like he says, which I agree with, start your journey with as an empty vessel. Absorb the knowledge that comes to you, and and then get rewarded from it. So start your day with an empty vessel. Start your day with an empty chart, except the fact that I'm not giving you empty charts. I'm giving you real tactical charts that's telling you that this is the higher probability what might happen, and this is where you might get to, and that's the framework that you have to work in. One of the most important and powerful and motivational videos, not from Anthony Robbins telling me that if I run 10 miles every day, I'm going to lose like another 10 pounds, which my wife always wants me to lose, and all that stuff, okay? Was Dr. Steenbarger's, right? Video that I want everybody to listen to. I had some family engagements, so on the way down to South Jersey, I was listening to it on my good old truck with my dogs in the back. And I said, wow. Because everything that I talk about, he mentioned it in his very fancy, and he's been trading, he's been coaching some of the biggest whales, okay, traders for the last 40 years. And everything that I talk about, he mentions it. Focus. Be immersed in what you're doing. Have the mental strength to stick to a trade instead of just jumping out just because it's moved down a point. What we call hyperbolic discounting, which means that monkey on a hot tin roof. That's a simple English, okay, of saying that we just need to act on everything that's happening in front of us. So look at this chart here, okay, for a minute. As I would explain if my son was still 8 years old when he used to listen to me. He's still a great kid. He's 19. But if he's going to sit and listen to my webinar, well, that'll be, a godsend. So the fact that you guys are listening to it is a godsend. So thank you for it. So look what's going on here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in between, this happened. The big drop. In between, we played these. And now, sorry, this came down here, bumped up. Huge resistance line. Not that hard to understand, guys. I don't care if you work. Look, I work literally 16 hours a day. You know why? Because from my home office with my 14 screens, I never sleep. And I do apologize that I fell asleep last night. My wife came in and said, "Don't you have a webinar?" I said, "Nah, I got to tweet out and say I am too tired." And I don't lie, I was exhausted. So the point is that everybody works. But if you have the hunger to make money on the side, what we call your active income is what you make on your day job. If you're getting paid a paycheck by somebody else, right? The rest is, passive income. What you do with the money that you earn. Doesn't mean you have to put all the lot in. But what I'm delivering at Clueless Trading is your opportunity to make a decent sum of money off the money that you earn. It's really as simple as that. It's capitalism. So anyway, so this happened. Big green candle after the pullback, which I alerted. And then I said, keep on keeping the hedges. The SPX 2620 puts. I went way down. I said 2620, not 2640, whatever. And people can do whatever they want. They can go out and buy a put closer to the strike. And then this happened. Wow, look at these candles. And those puts went from the 2620s, from the lows of the day, looking at my other screens, went from $1.40 to $30. They went from $1.40 to 30. Look, you can pay Mega Millions and Powerball. I think Mega's tonight, right? For like 500 plus million. And here you have a chance. And I'm not saying that that everyone timed it right. I didn't. But $1.40 to 30. Let me do the math on my $5 Walmart calculator. Okay, $1.40 to 30 is a return of 1,000. It's actually a 2,142 per. So it's 1,000. Oh, I'm sorry, 2,132% return. So let's do math here. Let's say you put $1,140 here. This is very scary. Okay, this is very scary. Can somebody tell me where you'd get at? What's $1,140 and then it goes to $30? Really, that's what it went to. You can check on your screens. Okay, so what's $1,140? What does it go to? If an option goes from $1.40, the puts, to $30. How do you get to 34K? But you're close, man. It goes to $30,000. Holy, excuse my French, shit. If somebody actually caught the bottom at $1.40 and then went to $30,000, you honestly tell me they need to listen to my webinars? No, they'll be sending me flowers, roses, I don't know, whatever, dog food, cat food, you name it. Their confidence will be so big they take every single alert that I put out there. Well, in a smaller way, that's what happens with a good number, a few of our members. And the majority who are spectators, excuse my French, it's like watching some sort of strip show, okay? Or Miss Universe, wishing that, your other half was that pretty. Well, we're not into spectator sports. We're into the real deal. I'm not saying that somebody bought it at $1.40 and it's at 30,000. Okay? All I'm saying is I deliver the trade. Primarily after the first candle, the second candle broke, because I am a tactical trader. Okay? Which I employ, and you have to listen to Dr. Steenbarger's thing. I employ many different variables in my picture. There are no guarantees. But as the candles develop, what am I going to do? Just sit there and say, no, it's going to just quickly bounce from there. I'm seeing candles develop in a big way. Stowe's coming down. And then the panic, which creates a substantial bottom directly off the bottom from yesterday, which is around the 2600 level. And now, real time, this is where we're here. And we're probably going to drift up and probably get up here, hit turbulence. That's the reason why these lines are drawn, right? It's not that hard to understand. That's a downtrend channel. So we'll hit the upper end of the downtrend channel around 26.39. So that's 19 points from where we are right now. 19 times 6 is about 120 Dow points. We're going to probably find some turbulence. If the market does want to go higher, and I don't control the market, I ain't no market god, okay? I'm simply probably one of the fastest readers of the market that you're going to deal with out there. And if the market does want to go up, its max move is back to that downtrend line where the market will pull back. And if something big happens, we are going to bust a move and we're going to get up here. That's the reason why this lovely thin blue arrow is there. That if we do break out of there, it's going to be a very fast move up to 2710. Remember one thing, which Dr. Steenbarger talks about all the time. We are constructing models on a hypothesis of what the probability trade is. There are no guarantees. Retail traders walk in here, not walk in here, but walk in anywhere thinking, I want a guarantee. Well, I'll give you a frigging guarantee. The guarantee was when the market hit here and there was a huge reversal candle that and then the second candle developed and the third candle developed that we're going to go higher. There was not a single member. There's nothing wrong with that. I love you all, okay? I do. Okay? Not a single member, not a single response in anybody in the chat room. Not that it really matters, but I read traders and my members like a open book. Look, many of you I talk to openly. Some of you know me very well. Now, either you're dead scared of me, which you shouldn't be, because I'm pretty okay looking at 52, and I love rescued puppies and cats, all right? And I don't bite. So don't be scared. So I know when members are frozen, and many are frozen. They want to quit. One of them sent me a text message, hey, can you suspend my account for a couple of months for what? Couple of months for what? So that you can, I said, no, just cancel. And I was actually nice. I said, I'll leave your account open for the next 2 months while you recover from trauma. No, I didn't say that, So that's serious. The point is, I know despair when it gets there. I've been through so many of these. I've gone through despair both in trading and in life. And many of you have too. Right? So what do you do in despair? You just crawl in and go 6 feet under? Or do you fight your way up? Well, I fight my way up. And we are long short traders. So we make money on here and we make money on there. So the point of the whole story is that the markets are going to bounce. The markets ain't going back to those highs that fast. Okay? It will hit levels all shown here. The most we're going to get to on a really bullish move on the market is going to be around the 2750, 2800 level. And if I'm wrong, great. The market goes nuts and then we short. But at this point, what we are doing with the markets are this. It is, even if we fall here, it looks very likely, given the stows, that we are going to bounce up to the 2670 level. So, if you can't make money on this move, you can't make money on this move, I really, really pray for everybody that you make some money on this move. Because it's coming. It's coming. Good Friday and Easter Sunday is not something that markets like to crash on. And that little candle that you're looking at right now, developing right now with futures up about 7 points, is an indication. Whichever the case, I'm always there to tell you and show you. Somebody please mute the mic, please. To tell you when we are, or what the high probability is that we're going to crash. SPX puts, SPX calls. On that note, I just want to just have, I never really ask anybody, but I wanted to ask my friend Fish Eyes just to say a few simple words, just to help all our good members on a few things that you do or have done lately that might be helpful to them. So Fish Eyes, just mention a few things.
Okay. Hi guys. When I approach my morning, I kind of look at Frank's charts and I see what the range of possibilities would be for the day, and I'm generally prepared for, you know, the ups and the downs of the day. But my charts are constructed in a way very similar to Frank's, and a lot of times when Frank starts posting an alert, I'm already in a trade.
Can I just mention one thing to you, which I'm really proud of you on, is that you look at my charts, and in many cases you say you use your own determination to say, okay, he's saying it's going to go there, but I'll take the opposite trade, and sometimes you do that too, right?
Sometimes I'll do that too. Right.
Exactly.
So, yep.
Go ahead.
So, but a lot of times on my most proudest moments when I'm looking at something, I think I see, because my charts are constructed the same way Frank's charts are constructed, that I'll spot a point of inflection, and I'll be in a trade, and 20 minutes later the trade alert comes out. And
now
I would choose the same trade as you.
Can I just interject one thing and say, first of all, I'll tell you that one of the reasons he does that very well, in most cases, is because, number one, you have spent enough time and energy over the past couple of years to sit with me on the advanced coaching sessions and really go through the nitty gritty of understanding the swing 533, the candles, where the 3450 crosses, or whatever the case may be. Am I right in saying that?
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot of signals that I've learned by listening to the ACS sessions and participating with Frank and the Clueless A crew for quite a few years already.
Right. And you have to admit that if you understand the dynamics between the different trend lines and the indicators, whether it be the slow or the fast stochastics, and of course we're looking at a very simple chart right now, the fact is that those things help you in making your own decisions in tandem with what I'm putting out there in the real time, correct?
Correct.
Good.
And some days when
go ahead.
When I'm not feeling really confident, I'll just put on a $500 trade.
Okay.
And
okay.
Sometimes I'll lose the 500.
Correct.
And sometimes the 500 turns into 3,000.
Correct. And the fact is, which I want to make a very important point, you never take me at face value. You look at the charts. I never take myself at face value, because I put out this thing in there, and somebody might say, "Where the hell does your crystal ball come in?" I put this out at 9:09 a.m. in the morning, right? Where I expected the Dow to fall 200 points. So let me just mention one thing to you guys, and I'm going to have you just mention that. I'm not going to keep you fish eyes on that. So somebody says, so how the hell did you know market is going to fall 200 points? Well, it was quite simple. And any of you should know that common sense. We went up 700 points yesterday. Don't you think we should give up a little bit on profit taking? That's why 100 to 200 points, and even based on the charts, would be something normal. Does everyone agree with me on that? You know, like you go up 700 points and you give back 100 to 200 points. That's not a big deal. That's called digestion or profit taking. That's called saying, you know what? I just made a killing. I'm going to take some back. And finally show my wife we made some money, or my husband or partner, whatever it is, right? So that's, that's a common sense part of it. Now, I put it in the form of a chart which showed that we would basically pull back to those levels, and all of you saw it. Now, during the day, we were going up big, and when I bought those puts didn't go up right away. You know that. They were bought around 3 and 4. They went to a $1.20 because during the day this was going on. But the predictive analytics part, I'm not asking you guys to do the hard work. I'll do the hard work of figuring that out. I'm looking at, like I said, 30 different indicators. I've said that before, and believe me, I do. And I only show maybe 4 or 5. And I was looking at those slow stochastics on my Quad, QUODD, Algo HFT platform that I recommend to any serious trader to do the free trial and have in their arsenal of weapons to attack the market. And I get nothing out of it, by the way. I've been using Quad for more than 12 years. Is the slow stochastics kept on showing down. Something was going on, and they're very accurate. So just the one last quick question, Jim, just to help everybody out, because we're in the business of helping people. We're in the business of saying, oh, I did this and you didn't do that. We're not kids, all right? So what's the simplest suggestion? We don't advise here. What's the simplest suggestion can you give to somebody when they're reading my charts or looking at my alerts? What would you give them? Just from your own words.
From my the simplest suggestion would be to,
from your own experience, that's all I'm saying.
Learn how to construct the charts and frame out the charts the same way Frank does, and you'll find that you'll find that you'll draw like some lines on the chart, and then the price on the security magically hits it, and it's
would you say that if somebody is that busy they can construct a chart, would you say that they should at least try to understand the charts I'm putting through and at least have some belief that the work that I'm putting through all through the day, and think that they should at least have a level of higher belief than doubt that it's going to work? You'd agree with me on that?
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Right. And I always say one thing: never believe in 110% what I'm saying. But if the charts are cooperating, definitely go with it. And I'll do all the work on the charts. So when somebody's really busy and they say, I can't, really trade, I don't buy that for a second, because I'm doing all the hard work on the picture. So all you have to do is try to understand the messaging that's coming out of the charts to put, like Jim said, even a small amount of money. And if it's a big conviction trade where you're seeing the candles move like this, you got to put some bigger money. Is that something right? You think that what I just said?
That's absolutely correct. On the high conviction days when I really feel like it's going on good, I'll add, and
okay.
When something goes from 250 to 12, like it did the other day.
I read your text and I posted out there. So Jim basically looked at my charts and he took a different strike price. He bought something closer. He bought these calls yesterday at 250. And he saw this, saw my charts like with the hammer reversal. So he sells them at 12, which itself is just humongous. You don't have to mention the dollar amount that you made, which is absolutely beautiful. And they went to 25, you said, right? 25.
Yeah. End of the day, yep.
Yep. And end of the day. And we did different strikes and we had slightly lesser return, but great. Now, on the downside, the same thing. The calls, the puts from here went from 140 to 30, but most of ours was bought around 4 that went to about 20. And the next ones were at I can't remember. They were at like I think we bought them at 6 as they were breaking down, and they went to about 18. These are huge numbers, guys. Okay, huge numbers. You don't need to play lotto at 7-Eleven to do that. You can put small amounts of money and get these type of pretty serious returns. Now, here is the thing that I would say in the morning when I wake up, and I want you guys to understand this very clearly. I look at my chart. Do I know what the heck's going to happen during the day? Absolutely not. Okay? I have an idea. We're deep oversold. I know we're going to bounce. Sorry, in the morning when I woke up, like, I wake up at like 4:30 in the morning, 5, then I fall asleep, take the dog for a walk, sit in front of my computers, see nobody in the chat room, especially these days, which is good, which is a really good sign for the markets, by the way, just so you guys understand that from a behavioral perspective. Okay, the fact that very few people are participating, very few retail traders are participating in the markets, and that everybody's like absolutely scared, what we call in New York, shit scared, right? Or poop scared. We're dog people, so we say poop scared, right? It's fine. That's a good sign. It's a good sign. Markets don't go down, thousands of points because everybody is excited. I mean, markets go down thousands of points because everybody's like super excited about the market. Markets don't go down thousands of points when very few people are putting money in the markets. That's the case right now. So we do get these types of volatilities on an advanced technical basis. I did show this exact chart of what happened back in February. I drew these squiggly lines not to make you guys like feel great about crayons, and to show your kids, which your kids will probably understand my charts a lot better than you guys do. But this is what happened in February. We crashed. We went a huge 1,000+ move up. We moved down, and then we tested the bottom, and then we went up. Well, guess what? We are probably going to be doing the same thing right now. And we're probably doing the same thing because we have a positive divergence on the stows on the simplest form, and this is the daily. So it's cutting out all the noise of the what do you call it, intraday charts. And I'm not saying we're gonna go up here. We might, okay, but at least I know we're gonna go retest this high, which is around 2760. And if we didn't pull back today, we would have gone to the uptrend line, which where I have a big arrow, 2700, and then we moved on. So we shall see. So I never know what's going to happen first thing in the morning, but as the day goes on, I keep on looking at the daily chart. I keep on sharing it with you guys. Trust me, it's a lot of time on my part. Okay. And I keep on looking at the hourly chart and making a determination of what to do. Couple of important things before I close out this session, because we're keeping this simple. Guys, this is a difficult market. This is a market where you need to act on my alerts. Small amounts of money. We had huge gainers in the morning, whether it be Apple, whether it be Win, whether it be BAC. So many of them, okay? But I also told people straight out during the day, and if all it takes is 3 seconds, and you guys all read English, right? So all it takes 3 seconds to read my tweets, because I am consistently and passionately trying to make sure that you guys are aware of what is going on. I am not being a monkey on a hot tin roof. I am not telling you guys to trade every 5 minutes. I've heard some great members, one of them a great member, who said, well, I can't day trade. I said, you know what? I don't really day trade. I day trade certain times when things are volatile. Most of our big money is made on swing trades. So the excuse is about, I don't day trade. I can look at it, but you have enough time to text me. That says it all. So enough of the excuses. Time to really do something. And that is to stick with the swing trade as it moves on. If condition change, I'm always telling you what to do. But like we always say in life or in any game that you might be good at, whether it's football, whether it's soccer, whether it's any contact sport, okay? Not a non-contact sport. If you're not on the field, you ain't ever going to win, okay? So if you think that you're waiting for some perfect moment, and the perfect moments come and go, and I don't hear a peep out of anybody when they buy these perfect moments, okay? These. From the long side, I'm talking about. Or the perfect moments when you can short. So I don't hear any peep from the regular members, not the really smart focused ones, but the regular members on the short side. I don't hear it from the long side. So my question is, on a very friendly level, what the heck are you doing? Why are there certain members making a very decent sum of money or a good sum of money, and a lot of you not? Are they better than you? Are they better human beings than you? Are they smarter than you? Yeah, I think they're smarter than you. Are they more courageous? Yes. Do they understand more? Yes. Do you have the capability? The rest of them who are SOA sitting on their, you know what, um, not doing anything, losing money, doing stupid things. Are you guys more stupid than them? No, I don't think so. I think you just lack one simple ingredient. You're not focusing, and you are just damn scared to the point of being stupid. Now, is that the way you want to live your life? Like I said today, um, do you want to keep on walking the Hall of Shame? You know, the prep, what do you call it? Prep walk? Perp walk, okay? Or do you want to walk with your head held high? Well, I'd like to, leave this earth where my son would think that, my dad worked his butt out, and he tried his best, and he always held his head high. So as fathers and mothers and whoever you are, my members, be proud of what you're doing. Stop being a sheep. I mean, dead serious. Is that what your children want to look up to you on? I know I'm getting into some deep stuff, but dead serious, because that's the way I look at myself. Do I want to be something that I leave a legacy that my kids are proud of? My kid is proud of? Maybe my dog. My dog is very proud of me. I take him out like, a lot. Okay? But honestly, this type of fear and trepidation and doubt and consistent walk of shame, as I call it, missing out on the upside, missing out on the downside, missing out on huge trades on bad days like Chipotle and Win and all those powerful trades, that happen on the worst days in the market. Do you really want to keep on going through that? Do you really want to go to bed thinking like, oh man, that really sucks? But not only that, Frank really sucks. Clue estate trading really sucks. He doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Because I do suck. Because you know why? Because I haven't even reached my own potential. So do you really want to keep on walking the hall of shame? I don't think so. And Mike Harrington says your old friend Ronald Reagan says trust but verify. Trust but verify what? I mean, yeah, he meant it. I don't know. Mike comes up with this weird stuff. Trust but verify what? You don't. You have to trust me. I've verified enough. The question is, are you strong enough to understand the verification? Okay, so I don't know. That's like a left. I don't know. It's coming from left field. So bottom line is, guys, just get with the plan. Do some trades, short or long. Don't have to go nuts. Stick to one in these in these type of environment where the markets are up 700, down 600, down 400, going to be up another 300, just two small trades. And those small gets big. I got a text from Nia Ritchie, trading novice. She calls herself Canadian. She said, did great today. Thank you. Like, wow, that's a trading novice. And some of you have been trading for a long time. Dude, the pants out of all of you guys, okay? So that's, I don't know. That's it, guys. All right. Fish Eyes, thank you for your words. If you want to say one last word, whatever. And Mike says your student said he looks at your advice and then checks the interpretation. Let me just give you a legal correction. I do not advise. I suggest. You advise your own brain what you need to do. Okay? And my interpretation of the way I look at it, none of you will ever look at it that way. That's why I put out my simple, my tactical charts. I put out my alerts, and you guys need to do what you need to do. Because no two traders are the same. So anyway, Fish Eyes, you just want to say anything quick to help anybody, you know, some people who might be a little bit lost?
I would never get the last word on you, Frank, but I
no,
like.
Please do.
You and anybody needs to put some time in and study. And study. That's it. Practice doing the charts. Practice analyzing the stows and Frank's clues and the lines. Draw your charts the same way he does, and you'll get it.
And would you
start small? Start trading small. Small gets big.
There you go. I always say that. And I totally agree with you. Would you also say that when it comes to the hard work of making those hardcore predictive, like, okay, what might happen and stuff, leave it to me to figure that out. That's my job. You'd agree with me on that, right? Like, you know, the hardcore analysis of what might happen if this
Right.
news comes out and the Fed news comes out and the interpretation, leave
Correct.
it to me. Yeah. So leave that to me. 9 out of 10 times I've been dead right on the overall interpretation, and I've been wrong too. Like lately, when it happened with the Fed meeting, the spike, I was right on that, and then the big sell-off, and I was wrong on how bad the sell-off could be. So that stuff, leave it to me. But look at this chart, for example, and this last thing I'll leave you guys with. Thank you, Fish Eyes, for, you know, just mentioning that. And if you guys want to barrage Fish Eyes, you know, with email, direct mail, flowers, candies, whatever, just feel free to do so. He's a big dog lover like me too, so send a lot of dog stuff. I'm just kidding. But anytime he's in the chat room, feel free to ask him on the side, you know, different things. So, and he's not the only one, you know. There's a bunch of people who understand what I'm doing very well, and I mean, they understand very well what I'm doing, so we move from there. So here we are with the E-minis, the technical stuff right now. E-minis are up about 2 points, $1.75 after hours, moving. This was the big drop today. This was Friday's drop, and then Thursday and Friday. We lost 1,000 points. We gained back a pretty substantial amount. We gained back, I would say, a good 700. We gained back 800 of that as of today's highs. So doing it real simple, we gave back about 400, and now we are here. So far, what it's looking like, from what I can see here on the charts, we made a higher low. Okay, real simple. Draw this out. There's a good chance that we're going to go and retest this falling 150 SMA. This is not the daily, which is the last chart that I'm going to show you, but it's very likely we're going to test this by Friday is Good Friday, you know. So Thursday, by Thursday, and that is 18 and 77. You're looking at 60 points. So 60 times 6, we're talking about 360 Dow points. Anybody who tells me that that can happen, well, is not a real trader. Okay? We can jump 300 points from here, 300 and 360 points by Thursday. It can start as early as tomorrow. Now, we can sit there and try to analyze every single piece of news, Trump, interviews from Stormy, all that stuff. It means nothing. The Trump thing is doing a phenomenal job for U.S. business. They're playing very hardball poker with the Chinese and some other nations on the tariff stuff, which some of it I agree with, some of it I don't agree with, but it doesn't really matter. The fact is that the Chinese are going to buckle and the trade wars are not going to begin. Take my word for it. Okay? So, the bottom line is that overall, their business acumen and their economic policies by the Trump administration, in my opinion, in my simple belief, gets a A+. So, that's it. Now, in the short term, we don't need like crazy tweets, and we need to have some calm heads. We need to get the finest minds in the Trump team to do what they need to do, and that's it. Now, saying all that, let's. So this is where we are right now. If I draw a simple line here, this is where we are. So if we are going to bounce from here to here, which is going to happen very quickly, just the way this happened quickly, and I tell people to buy here. I told people to short, not necessarily here, but I said the market was going to go here. I told people to short around here. I'm telling people to buy around here, which was the 2600 level. We jump from here to here. That will buy you a lot of Easter eggs and bunnies, all right? And a lot of money to give away for charity. Because that's what we do, right? We try to do some good things. We all, my simple thing is very simple. Every night, if I sit with a dinner with my son and my wife, and we thank God for the meal that we have, that's the luckiest thing we have. So guys, wake up and smell the coffee, all right? Stop thinking think big on trading terms. Think small when it comes to the simple things in life that we have. We have a home. We have a roof on our heads. We have cars to drive. God has delivered food on our table. That's great. So wake up and stop being sheep. Say a prayer before you go to bed. Say a prayer when you wake up. Say prayers all through the day. Dead serious, all right? I do. And make some money. And stop being a little sheep hiding under. I used to say sheep, like a lemming hiding under the bed. So that is your hourly chart. I think this is what's going to happen. Now, if we break below, I'll change my mind. I'm a tactical trader, but it doesn't look likely. Now, let's look at the daily. The daily chart is mixed, but boy, oh boy, it can be very bullish. I can't say it can be very bearish. So let me show you what's going on. Forget my opinions and my feelings and whatever and my prayers. So we are starting to see the stows coming from deep oversold conditions starting to move up despite today's fallout. Same thing that happened on February 5th. Double bottom, bang, bang, bang. Most of you sat there like those, like a moose in a frigging huge headlights on some dark roads in Maine. It happened to us many years ago. So we stopped and gave the moose an apple. We did, actually, all right? It was up, driving up to northern Maine. And it was great, all right? Never hit a moose because the moose is going to just destroy your car and he's going to walk away, all right? But aside from all that fun stuff, this is it. This is it. Is it possible we test 25.25? Sure we can. That's a low probability trade. At this point, what the high probability trade is, given what we're seeing, is this is the volatility cluster. This is the same volatility cluster. That means we're going to basically move up towards a 2700 level. The standard deviation, which my good friend Fish Eyes understands very well, this is the highways we normally travel in, which is the 34-day moving average, the 50-day moving average. These are the highways. The highways of Maine and upper Vermont and wherever you want to be, right? Look where we are right now. Way off the highway. We fell into a ditch. Well, guess what? That's called standard deviation, SD. That SD right now is almost -5. Whoa! That's like, you're not just on a ditch. You just landed in somebody's backyard. Well, what do you think you're going to do? You want to get back on the highway. That getting back on the highway is around 2734. That's 100 point plus on the S&P, which is roughly 600 points on the Dow. You think that's not going to happen? I can assure you it's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. One way or the other, it's going to happen. You never stay that below the standard, the 50 and the 34-day moving average for too long. It might not happen tomorrow, might not happen the day after, but it's going to happen in a matter of days. It's going to be, even if it zigzags like this, it's going to get there. You are going to get back in the highway. Why do I say that? Because every single frigging time it's been the same. We fell completely on the highway. Every other bozo on the media, every other bear comes crawling out of the woodwork and say, this is it, we're finished, Trump is going to be impeached, blah, 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 blah. Nothing is going to happen to President Trump. Trust me when I tell you. Okay? Couple of fall guys are going to fall. Maybe his son-in-law is going to be one of the fall guys. Okay? And he's going to be fine. And you know why? Like my wife says, whatever's immorality and all that stuff he did it. That's his problem. Whatever business dealings and stuff, that's what I say. That he did with the Russians and the Chinese, he did a lot. Trust me, I'm in New York and I know it. That's his business. He's not doing it now as a president. So we're not in the world of saying, okay, you're going to dig in deep and see what he did 10 years ago and which billionaire gave him money for his Madison Avenue and his Fifth Avenue condo. It doesn't matter. That's not a criminal offense. End of story. Nobody has to be perfect. Just keep on doing the right things. And I think overall, for the country, for the U.S. economy, I think he's doing the right thing. You don't have to love him. I don't think he's a great guy. I think he's a real schmuck, like we say in New York. But in New York, we like schmucks, okay? So that's it. All right. So bottom line is, this happened. We got back to the highway. It took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. Gentlemen, keep counting the days. 1, we fell out of the highway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to get there. So do you want to be on that highway? And of course, I'll tell you whether to make money on the, this is the beauty about clueless day trading. You make money on the short side and you're going to make money on the long side, but you're going to get back on the highway. So please don't sit there and just see other people make money. Just try. Make yourself proud, make your family proud. Don't keep on walking the walk of shame every single time, all right? So any quick questions? This is the easiest and the simplest explanation that I can give you on our extremely volatile markets that no other guru out there that you guys look at, whether it be CNBC or whoever you're reading, explains it the way I do. Now, if we do fall apart below the 25.75 level, we'll take a quick dip to 25.25. That's 50 points. That's another 300 points. And you can rest assured that my alerts will be there for you to take some small positions, like my good friend Fisheye said, on a few puts on the SPX or the SPYs, whichever you choose, and make some decent money. Is it possible that this gets a retested? I'm sorry, retested again? Yes, absolutely. I doubt it, like short term, but it can happen. So, any quick questions, guys? I'll be happy to answer. Oh, before anybody asks any questions, there's a lot of turbulence in the markets when it comes to the tech stocks. We know that. I would be quick on the tech trades, given the fallout from whether it's Facebook, even though it went green. But look at the way they're hitting the techs hard. There are lots of institutional margin sellouts. I like the industrial stocks that we did very well on, the UTX, the Boeings, and things like that. So try to stay selective. The win in this carnage that we went through, the frigging thing is still up $1 after being up almost $6 today. Okay, so selective tactical positions. Don't go after the same old Netflixes and this or that. And if they're moving up like they did before, take the profits. Got to be quick on that. Okay. Aside from that, I think I like the industrials. I really like this United Technologies. A lot of fundamental basis why I like it. That company can break up into 3 divisions. That $125 stock, it closed that. It went to 128, 129. Like I said, the calls went berserk earlier in the day. We took them down at that point. That company can easily be $150 stock. Trust me when I tell you, it is a more powerful stock, in my opinion, than Boeing because it has breakup value, unlocking what we used to say in Wall Street, unlocking the intrinsic value of the company. Okay, any quick question? Anyone? Sue?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just.
No. You please ask question. You always ask good questions. So you need to look. Do you want me to look at any chart or anything?
Oh, okay. So yeah, because
Tell me.
QQQ is so much higher than the February low. So what's your expectation? It'll fall more than the S&P?
Okay, QQQ, right? So let's take a look at the QQQ, right? The power shares, yeah. So right now, I would. We did well on the QQQ from yesterday. You know that, right? So we bought that. It went up yesterday very nicely. Today, right now, I would not be that bullish on the QQQs, primarily because so much pressure on the tech side. Okay, so if you look at the QQQ, a very good question. On the weekly, I am looking at the Qs just by looking at the charts, not what I think, of around 155.62. So I do think we have more pressure on the tech side that's coming our way. And if you look at the candles, that's what it's telling us. So on a given move up on the QQQ, unless it goes back above above 162, I would short the Qs.
Well, can you look at the monthly chart? I look at the monthly chart. I feel scared. I think it has a lot more to fall in the.
You mean the monthly chart you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So 1 second. Let me clean this out. Remember one thing. The markets are so mechanical right now that our brains are thinking like the brains are thinking like humans think. Like, oh my God, it's all going to be over. This chart goes back to 2015. I repeat, I go by my charts. Despite this big ugly candles on the Qs, which is the tech stocks, okay? Don't forget one thing, Sue. Techs are the fastest growers and the fastest movers up and down. They can switch around and change the look of this chart within 1 day. Earning seasons are coming up. I can assure you that technology companies are going to be the best best numbers that are going to be coming out right now. So looking at the charts here, and this is as good as monthly because it goes back to 2015. I am looking at around 155.38 as a major support level, and the 50-week moving average of 150. So yes, it is certainly a negative looking chart, but these are the supports that you should be looking at if you're shorting it for a shorter period of time. Okay. But the thing that I do want to mention.
So then,
tell me.
Yeah. So my question is, so when we play alongside, should avoid the test area, right?
Right now, on the long side, you can pay individual securities, but unless we zone into, remember, the markets are nuts, right? I mean, we were down so much today. We were up 700 yesterday. If you want to play on the long side, I would highly suggest to everybody else, and thank you for your question, Sue, you need to follow the 1 hour chart. Okay, so the 1 hour charts are what we trade on. The bigger picture is what we look at. The 1 hour charts can very easily bounce up to around the 162 to 164 level, which is a very decent sum of money as we play the QQQ options. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the this should be your ultimate. I'm sorry. This should be your critical support level, 157, 158. The way it looks right now, given everything that I've traded on for all these years, I have a good feeling that we could very well test the 164 level, which is this level right here. Remember, right now we have a head and shoulder. Head, right shoulder, left shoulder. Left shoulder again is 164. But 159 to 164, be a smart trader. Take the 5 points. It's almost double plus on your options. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. If you look at the stochastic, do you see a positive divergence on the hourly chart?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. What did you say?
I'm saying, does that qualify as a double bottom with positive divergence on the hourly chart?
Yes, it is absolutely correct. It is a complete double bottom. It is very much a double bottom with a reversal hammer, with the stochastics creating a big double bottom. However, these are short-term fast moves which can last from anywhere to 1 to 2 days, just the way you saw the market, 1 day, 2 day. Okay, on the third day it could be like this, or the fourth day. So yes, it is very much a short-term trade with a gap to fill here. So everything has to be played within a time frame of 48 to 72 hours. And if it breaks here, then we can look at the upside. If it breaks lower, the double bottom, I'll be the first one to alert you guys, but you know exactly what to look for in your screen. You're absolutely correct. This is a significant double bottom, which is correlated and validated by a significant double bottom on the full stochastics on the 1 hour chart. Fair enough? And the same thing is showing in a lot of other indices. Everything is moving short term, guys, just so you understand that, because we don't control the market. These frigging machines don't have a memory day to day, and they're moving like that. My gut feeling tells me that unless we have an escalation of the overall, look at the SPX too, the same thing here. It's a pretty powerful double bottom coming up, you know, give or take a few points lower, and it could very well play out like this. I highly doubt that we completely break down here, but nowadays I don't believe in anything. I mean, it can happen. I think the biggest two things happening in the market right now. One is the trade thing, and the second thing is what you guys might have read about. I did mention the article. There is a major rise in rates on the LIBOR rates, which is known as the London Bank Interbank Offering Rate, which is what the rate the overnight lending rates are in the Globex or global markets. That has been rising quite rapidly, and that is shrinking liquidity. In other words, the amount of money to borrow for the hedge funds to trade in is shrinking. That is causing a little bit of constipation. You understand what I'm saying? So, so those are things, I mean, I'll talk about it in the next session, but those are sort of the credit things that are bothering the markets. And I think part of the reason the markets are so volatile is primarily because of that. But anyway, whatever you do, don't expect what's going to happen a week from now, 10 days from now. Just keep everything tight to the vest. You get a big move, take your profits down. Just monitor things very closely. Don't believe in anything that you think might be happening. Don't believe in any of the news that's coming out. Look at my alerts, look at my charts, the SPX charts, my ES charts, and just keep it close to the vest. Keep amount of monies that you're putting in the market reasonably small. Don't get excited. Don't get depressed, and just try to be a robot. That's all. And trust me, the market will surprise you in ways that you don't even know. And that's basically it. So Sue, did that answer your question?
Yeah, excellent. Well, I see somebody mentioned the candle on the daily chart. That's actually, it's a bullish pattern.
I mean,
like a big down, big up.
On which chart? What symbol?
SPY or ES, anything like the on the daily chart. It's a big down and a big up. And now today it's a big down.
Right. So this is the way I look at it. Okay. Thank you for bringing that. By the way, Sue is an old member of ours. She doesn't come in too often. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate your questions. Very smart questions. So here is what we are looking at on the daily, on the SPY. All right. We are looking at a major oversold condition with the full stochastic starting to cross over. Every single time, August 2017, okay, February 2018, April 2016, 17. Bottom line is, this is a very critical level. This chart doesn't look good. We have maximum downside to about let's see here, 252. That's quite a bit of a drop. What we are seeing here is a lots of fighting at the 150-day moving average. You see that? This line? The 150-day moving average is 268.26. We're above that. We're below that. This is the type of pattern that's called indecision. Multiple candles moving back and forth. There's nothing we can do but monitor the internals and try to see what's going on. But the market right now has one major negative factor. The 34 and the 50 have crossed down. And I've talked about this many times before. And Fish Eyes remembers that. When the 34 and the 50-day moving average is crossing down like this, it's not a good sign. We don't care. We're traders. All we know is that even if the market moves up sharply, the most we can get, the most we can get to is the 34 and the 50-day moving average. So we are somewhat in a bearish stage right now, and I'm fully okay with it because we know that these downwardly trending markets are telling us that we are most probably going to be just going up, and you get a big rally, you want to sell. You understand what I'm saying? And till these lines start to turn higher, there is not going to be any trend change. So in other words, we could be down in a intermediate term bear market for the next 2 or 3 months till earnings come out, but that's okay with us because we are tactical traders. We could get a big move here, and it means nothing. To me, these are going to be acting as major resistance levels on the SPYs, and that's why I keep on saying that the most we can get up to is 2740. If you remember, I kept on saying that. to 27.40, you want to short again. But if anyone thinks they can go to bed at night knowing that we're completely going to always go down for the next weeks and weeks, good luck. Okay? You're going to be poor by the time you wake up in the morning, because the machines will never let you make a one-way trip down, even if the market is deciding to break. That's just the way it goes. All right? So that's something I learned a long time ago, and I generally the trend is down, but we have to play it accordingly. And so right now the trend is bearish unless we turn around. All right, so that's where we are. So guys, listen, have a great evening. Fish Eyes, thanks for staying up, man. Get some rest and get better. Sue, thank you for your great questions. Mike, thank you for your comments, and wish everyone well. Let's, like I said, stay tactical, small amounts of money, and whatever happens, the volatility moves are big. So even if you put a small amount, it's going to get big, but you got to hold on tight, hold on to your seat belts, like we did with the puts today, and bang. Okay. On the call side, same thing. Don't we could, like I said, we can easily get a 200-point rally between now and Thursday. But in my opinion, the trend has changed. There is a change in trend, so we'll most probably fall after that. Certain stocks will do whatever they need to do. This UTX stuff is a different story. WIN is a different story. They'll go against the market. CMG, Alta will go against the market. They don't care. They don't care. All right? So just follow my stuff, and I'll try to do as best a job as I can. It's a difficult market, but you know, like I said, we're doing good. We're doing good. Pass on the word to all your friends. Referrals are welcome. We have 1 or 2 members who are feeling very nervous and saying, hey, you know, I want to quit. And I said, what can I do? You know, I can't be your nanny. But that's okay. Because I know only one thing. Long or short, we always have the opportunity to make money. That's the attitude. I want to wake up in the morning, even though I feel like crap. Sometimes keep your positions overnight small, so you don't wake up in the morning like, oh, God, here we go. All right? Just remember that. You always have the next day to do what you need to do. Have a great evening. God bless you all. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Frank.
you.
Good night.